Hey, welcome back to my crafty hen house. My name is Elaine and today is yard day, and I wanted to stop over here in the garden really quickly and show you how everything is doing. Let me turn you around. As you can see, everything is doing really good. These are my huckleberries. I've got lots of fruit. I've been picking the fruit and putting that in the freezer so that I can cook it down and make some jam. This is my mint. I moved my mint over here. It's doing really well. In these 3 buckets, I have sweet potatoes. They're doing really good. And I also tried an experiment with a bale of hay, and it's not doing very well at all. The same plants were planted at the same time, and that one is a little stunted. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But over here are all my tomatoes, and this is kind of what I wanted to address. As I had reviewed in my last videos, I was having a problem with little critters coming in, rabbits primarily. Well, apparently I have something else. These are my tomatoes, and there's a number of different tomatoes. I have Campari, I have beefsteak, but as you can see down at the base, something is coming in at night and eating my tomatoes. I've been doing some weeding and pulling vines, but as you can see, a couple days ago I had pulled these tomatoes right off the vine because they had been just gnawed at. Same with this one. I have a couple other ones that I've been throwing in here, and I thought I would solve the problem by putting these mesh bags, they're fruit bags, over top of my tomatoes. But last night, whatever it was came right in to the bag and gnawed away at my tomatoes. That looks like pretty big teeth mark right there. So I'm wondering if it's not a squirrel. And then this bag, they actually ripped a hole right through the bag right here to get at this tomato that was on the vine. And you can see this one as well. Oh, so frustrating. Look at how beautiful these big tomatoes. But see that bite mark right there? I believe that is a squirrel, but I'm not 100% sure. This is from the other day. As I mentioned, I came along and I put these little mesh bags on my fruit and knotted them so that they would stay on. Those 2 really beautiful beefsteaks. There's one here. And on this side, I've been having some real difficulties with brown spot, but I'm not sure if it's brown spot. But anyways, I have some Campares in here in a bag. And I have some over here that I left open. And then this is the bush early girl, and that's ripening up. And I have some, this is a Campari vine that's come across, and that's those right there. I'm really trying my best to address this issue. And another thing I wanted to talk about, I know that there's a lot of talk in the gardening community on YouTube about compromised soil and compromised mulches that were purchased. I haven't had too much problems with my soil that I know of. I do know that I did probably over 100 seedlings in my seed shed, and they did really good until I brought them out and I planted them. Now I'm not sure whether I planted a little early or whether it's because we're in South Florida. We do have the screening, which is really helpful, but I wanted to show you these, like these leaves are really great, but then as you get to right next to it, as they grow out, they start getting really discolored and actually falling right off. Over on this side, you can see that they really thinned out, and I actually have some branches that are just falling off, but they're also curling, the small ones, as they come out. And I've never really had that problem before, but like I say, it's all in the same garden, so there really shouldn't be a huge issue. Like this is on the same plant, and these leaves are sort of stunted. These ones are brown, and then these ones up here, which is a brand new branch, is just dying right off. But there's also fruit, and this is a yellow pear tomato. So I'm not quite sure what the deal is, but I'm just gonna leave this as an experimental garden for the summer. These are corn. I tried planting these. They're doing pretty good. That's called a glass gem. And then my onions, of course, in the center. I believe I planted those too deep, and I think you needed to plant them more on the surface. But then I have, let's see, over here. Oh, right here. This is a corn that is inside with the sweet potatoes, and look at the little fibers coming right up. That's pretty amazing. So I'm just trying a handful to see if they grow, and obviously they do. So I'm happy about that. And this is more basil. And I wanted to show you over here, this is my marigolds that I planted from seeds. This whole pot is different variegated marigolds. Aren't they beautiful? And over here, I have my lemon, my basil. This is calendula. That is finally growing. I've always had an issue with that, but it seems to really like this. So now I know what to do to make it grow. We have parsley down there. And then over on this side, this is Italian oregano. Italian, what is this? Italian oregano. Oh, it just smells beautiful. And then over on this side, I moved huckleberries over here. So they're getting a lot of huckleberries. So I know I can grow these down here. And then on this side, that's a huckleberry I planted right in the soil to see how it would do. And then all of these are peppers, and they're taking their sweet old time. And then basil. And of course, this was the sweet potato. I also had gotten some strawberries, and I put them in here. I kind of waited too long, so I'm gonna have to get some others. I just don't have the dedicated time to do it right now. But, oh, and these are my nata pinas, these peppers in here. These I always grow from my seeds. I save them and I core them and keep the seeds. So the nata pinas are doing pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with how everything is doing in this summer garden. So I just wanted to share that with you. Another thing I'm gonna try for these critters, I'm not sure what it is, whether it's rats, because we have a canal in the back and we have a lot of vegetation, or whether it is the squirrel. And what I'm gonna do is, I was watching another YouTube channel where they took Jiffy corn muffin mix and baking soda, equal parts. You mix it together and you put it in a container with little holes in it so that whatever it is can go in there, but you want to make sure there's a lid on it so that it doesn't get wet. And they go in there and they consume this mixture of Jiffy cornbread muffin mix and baking soda, and what happens is it reacts to their gut, and it actually acts like a poison, a natural poison. It's not going to kill your animals, your cats, your dogs. You want them to stay out of it because it'll give them a bad tummy. But if I put that in here in a little area and they consume that, then I can maybe control the population and stop whatever's occurring in here. But because I love my tomatoes, they're working out really well this summer. I just have to work on the soil issue. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, and work on next garden. I'll be planting, one planter is just going to be tomatoes, one planter is just going to be peppers. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the other one right now, but we are going to go into the cooler months. So hopefully I can get a planter all along this fence line that is only about 2 feet deep, and maybe run that with cucumbers or squash for pickling, and maybe some beans. I would love to do some pole beans. I have so many of them. But otherwise, everything is growing pretty good, and I'm really happy with it. And it's been a great little garden for the summer. So thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you find my videos instructional. And if you like my channel or my videos, just give a thumbs up and subscribe. And until next time, have a blessed day.